Corn and soybean markets remain resilient. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Welcome back to Your World in Agriculture for August 22nd, 2025. Thanks again to our sponsor, Imogene Ingredients. The farm markets for the week ending August 22nd look like this. Corn is up 1% going into Friday's trade, with December contract at $4.11 per bushel. Meanwhile, soybeans up 1.6% on the week, with November futures going into Friday's trade at $10.59. Soy meal up 2%, with the December contract at $295.20 per short ton. And soybean oil up 1%, with the December contract at $53.89. Wheat down slightly this week, with December futures at $5.28 heading into Friday's trade. Feeder cattle prices are up 5.6%, live cattle up 3.5%, so a pretty strong week for the markets. Crop tour scouts this week found high yields for Iowa's corn with some disease pressure. Illinois' corn, maybe not so great, but still a potential for high crops, high yields in both states, of course, showing very strong soybean yield potential compared to last year. The tour moved the market a bit to the upside this week, but the real story here is the robust crops expected. The real story, again, is that the tour didn't put pressure on prices this week. USDA weekly export sales on Thursday. As we take a look, I want to thank Aero Ag Advisory LLC for the charts. And we start with corn. You're seeing here on the far right net reduction in sales for old crop corn. The new crop corn total was 2.8 million metric tons for 2025-2026 marketing year. So pretty strong corn sales, not shown here on the old crop chart. Pace of total commitments now as we head to the end of the marketing year in just 2 weeks. The total commitments came in at 70.50 million metric tons, and that is the total commitments for the marketing year. Now we are roughly around 98% now of what the USDA had projected. Mexico, far left corner here, showing the biggest buyer for corn in this marketing year. Let's move to soybeans. Again, net reduction in sales for soybeans in the old crop, but the new crop sales 1.1 million metric tons. No purchases from China. Take a look at the top right corner. You'll see the commitment of sales for the marketing year, and those total now around 51.05 million metric tons, and we are at 100% of what the USDA had projected. Again, China is the big buyer for old crop, but again, everybody's talking about the fact that China has not purchased any new crop soybean sales for the 25-26 marketing year. On to the soybean oil sales. The net sales for this week around 2,600 metric tons. Now, the pace of total commitments for soybean oil very strong, 94%, and that has been a very strong performance all season long. Soybean meal, this story is a bit different. The soybean meal net sales were up 74% for old crop from last week. New crop sales 176,200, not shown on this chart, but you do take a look at the pace of total commitments for soybean meal, and the total commitments up around 15 or over 40.5 million metric tons for the marketing year. Keep in mind the soy meal new marketing year starts on October 1st. So again, the real story here is that we are reaching very close to what the USDA's projection is for the marketing year. And then finally for wheat, the net weekly sales for wheat came in at 519,800 metric tons for the new crop. That's down though 28% from a week ago. And of course the new marketing year for wheat started on June 1st. So that's what you're seeing on the top right chart here, the new marketing year commitments. So we're only about 12, 11 weeks into the market so far for wheat. So again, those are the net sales and the total commitments for this past week. Let's talk about Brazil very quickly and the potential of Brazil importing U.S. soybeans. There's some talk about that. It's basically rumor. I checked into it. My sources in Brazil say most likely it's not going to happen. Why? Because Brazil imported only 95,000 metric tons of U.S. soybeans last year. The U.S. imported 250,000 metric tons of Brazil's soybeans last year. This year, Brazil's soybean crop, record large. Yes, they've been selling record amounts to China, but there is no need right now for U.S. bean imports into Brazil. China has yet to buy any new crop U.S. beans, as we mentioned earlier. The window is closing, with China already procuring needs for September and October. On tap, cattle on feed report and the commitments of traders report to end the week on Friday. Cattle, hog, and poultry producers, listen up. If your livestock have scours, Imogene Ingredients sell a product called Pharmatan that stabilizes the digestive process. It can save your animal, increase immunity levels, and improve general health. Decrease your scour cases today by contacting Imogene Ingredients at 515-745-1639. Visit imogeneingredients.com. Be sure to subscribe and like Your World in Agriculture for more farm content. I'm Mike McGinnis.